What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Madam Storm LeVive, and I am back with another reading, y'all. So, y'all, as you can see, we are doing things a bit different with this reading, okay? All of the cards have already been pre-selected, alright? I shuffled the decks, I scanned the decks like I normally do, and I selected a card from each deck while the deck was face down. So I do not know what is on the other side of these cards. Yes, I can see some of the descriptions, but that still does not tell me what the cards are. So we're going to go ahead and flip the cards, and as I flip them, I am going to show them to you. So yes, this will be a video that you can see. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Before we do, I already picked that one up, but whatever. It is Friday the 13th, March 13th, I should say, 2026. But like I said, it's Friday the 13th, which is why I feel this reading is coming out differently. Also, with that being said, I feel that the shift has really shifted to the point where a lot of things are going to be different when it comes to the spirit realm and the 3D. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start flipping these cards over, but it's interesting that the very first card is superpower. Okay, and the overall for that card was heaven and hell. Where are they? Next we have coconut. Clarifying coconut, we have banana. After that, calm. Clarifying calm, charm. And that's interesting because I started to do a charm reading, so I may just clarify this word with a charm. So that's really interesting that charm came out, because I do have my charms right here, so I think I will. Alright, next we have throat chakra. Clarifying throat chakra, infinity gate chakra. We have past self-rescue. Okay. We have clarifying past self-rescue is timeline, roles, and identities. Okay. Interesting. Next we have boundary stone. Clarifying boundary stone is transmutation. We have the body is a map. Clarifying the body is a map is sacred neutrality. And then the final two cards, we have the 7th house, and that's being clarified by the 3rd house. Well, the overall for that. So this is an interesting spread. And so now I have to put this together and give you all the message that wants to be shared. And it's interesting because I feel like all of this has to do with understanding again what heaven and hell really is, and not only what it really is, but where. Okay, so I feel like, just like I said, with this whole shift, this whole reset of and way of doing things, right, I feel like we are technically stepping into the new world order. And with this new world order, I feel a lot of chosen ones will be, again, not only activating, but really utilizing and strengthening and utilizing, right, their superpower. Because I feel like these are the true superheroes, or people with real power that can access heaven and hell. They actually have dominion, right, and rank, right, to travel, right, because again, it's the card says, where are they really? And this is again, when you have superpowers, right, superheroes travel and access places and things that what the normal civilian wouldn't, right? So I feel like this is given, I don't necessarily want to say comic book, but like I feel like, you know, a lot of the things that take place in the movies, in these Marvel and DC movies, I feel is getting ready to transpire in the 3D over a course of period of time. But I feel like this is the beginning stages of that, because again, with this timeline, roles and identities, right, this is like, well, I'm just gonna read what the card says, because this particular energy, timeline, roles, and identities, it is representation of multiple cards, right? 10 cards to be exact. And I feel like that's 1 through 10 of the, like, I feel like it is 10 different roles and identities that these chosen ones, these superheroes, fall under, right? Because technically, if you break the number 144,000 down, right, you are really getting 14,400 that would be considered, that will fall in each one of these 10 categories. And these roles and identities are the archetype the Quran is embodying, so, or the entity influencing their timeline. So again, these entities have, right, these superpowers have influence over particular timelines or particular realms, or, you know, yeah, they have access, like I said, and possibly one of those categories, right, could be having access to heaven and hell. And I feel like that could be the category of chosen ones that, or superheroes that I am talking to, right? So again, understanding and knowing, right, who is in my collective, who is a part of my soul tribe, my superhero group, right? So that's interesting, and I feel like how those people are identified is through past self-rescuing, right? Those are the ones that were put on this earth that had to learn or come here to go through certain traumas, right? Like everything is intentional, and I feel like that's something that people have to start realizing, that when they come here, they come here and they sign a contract to be on a particular journey, to be on a particular mission, and through that, right, it may encounter for you to go through certain traumas and have to overcome certain things, to break certain things off of certain generations, certain bloodlines, certain timelines, right? And I feel like the people that I am speaking to, this energy, this is something that we all had to go through, right? We all had to become a version of ourselves that we needed in our childhood, in our past, okay? And I feel like we've made it there, right? Because again, we see this infinity gate chakra, and this is again these superheroes, right, on a collective road, right? Not just this particular subgroup, but these superheroes, like I said, have multi-dimensional light, and they have access to different multiverses, right? And a lot of these, well, all of these superheroes really have the ability to cross over into higher realms that unlock infinite possibilities, and being able to do so, right, with this particular subgroup, right, I feel like the realms that you have access to, like I said, is the heaven or hell realm, okay? And so that's a very powerful superpower to have, especially when it comes to being here on this physical earth, because a lot of people will then dim you as being above, or seeing yourself above, or casting judgment on, when it's not necessarily the case. It's just you know, or you can escort energies and beings, right, through either realm, right? So it's kind of a curse and a blessing at the same time. It's kind of what I'm getting. So this is interesting, because now I'm being guided to this boundary stone, where it says set clear limits, protect your energy and space. And I feel like that's something that is really going to be very important, especially with, again, the power that you have. I feel like again, like I said, a lot of judgment is going to come your way due to your throat chakra, due to your truth, due to this voice activation and the things that you are getting ready to be speaking up on, or that you will have, again, the authority to speak on. And see, that's the thing, people are going to feel like you don't have the authority to speak over their life in such a way, but that is not the case. You see what I'm saying? You do have the authority to do so. That is what you are sent here to do, technically, right? And it is just the fact that you have to figure out a way to remain calm, or present these messages and have these conversations in a calm way, to maintain a steady balance, a steady center when delivering these messages and having, like I said, these conversations, because you're in an energy now where you're getting ready to attract, right? And you're magnetized, and you have a lot of social magnetism at this time, and so you're going to be calling a lot of people in. But again, not everybody is going to be open and receptive to the things that you have to say, due to where they reside on a spiritual or energetic level, okay? Because a lot of people aren't even understanding that, one, they are already either living in hell or in heaven, or again, some people are just within space and time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they're in the in-between. So let's see what we got, because now I feel like it's this transmutation energy that's coming through. Energy is fully transformed. Lead becomes gold, old becomes new, right? And I feel like I said, that's where you are now, right? You're in this energy now of purity. You're in this energy now of divine protection, because again, like I said, some people have already accessed heaven on the 3D realm. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to die to go to heaven, and that's something that people need to fully understand. And I feel like that's something that people don't really want to accept the concept of, but again, that's what this new world order is all about. This new world order is all about living in divine joy and divine flow, and having divine flexibility, and not being restricted to the ways of the world, right? Because again, you can choose the world, right? Or you can choose the spirit realm. You see what I'm saying? You can choose divinity. You see what I'm saying? And again, that's something that they teach in church, right? Everything in the Baptist church, the Christian church, is about not becoming of the world, right? And not doing things of the world, right? So how can you say that you don't want to do things of the world in certain regards, but then again, you're living your life of the world, right? When you wake up every day and you get up and go to work and you do things of the world based off of how the world says you're supposed to live, when you have a divine life that you can live as well. You can live a divine life as well. So again, do you choose heaven or do you choose hell? Because again, where are they really? where are they really? If hell is what they say to be you living and repeating, right, your worst nightmares, right, and you just having to suffer for the things that, you know, a lot of people are already suffering here on earth. A lot of people are already reliving certain things and having to have certain PTSD, right? A lot of people are already, quote unquote, in hell. Come on now. But what they say, the body is a temple. The body is a map. The physical body reflects emotional, mental, and energetic patterns. Nothing shows up randomly. The body keeps receipts. The body keeps receipts. That's what I'm saying. So again, if people are on earth and experiencing trauma and experiencing homelessness and experiencing poverty and experiencing just evilness, right? Again, the body is storing all of that, and if people aren't doing the proper releasing to rid themselves of the things that the body has stored, eventually the body is going to break down, and eventually again the body, come on now. Stop asking yourself what's wrong. Ask yourself what's stored. What do you have stored up that is keeping you from living your best life or being your happiest self? Because it's time for sacred neutrality, and that's what I feel is this reset. Healing happens without judgment or attachment. And again, like I said, there are gonna be some people that are gonna be judging you. There's gonna be some people who aren't gonna want you speaking on their energy blocks, they inner blockages. There's gonna be people who don't want you speaking on the things that's attached to them. But again, it's just time with this 7th house energy. It's time. People are out here having kidney problems. People out here having lower back problems due to relationships, due to contract that they have, like I said, contract that they signed before they came here that they have not fulfilled. People out here with this 3rd house energy, out here having problems with their arms, hands, their lungs, can't breathe, can't speak, can't communicate properly. But it's time to heal that. It's time to again step into step through this infinity gate, right? Because again, what do they say? The soul lives on forever. This flesh may die, but the soul lives on forever. So how about you start tapping into the thing that gives you life and that gives you infinite life? How about you tap into that and start focusing on that? Because that's the connection that brings in true currency. That's the connection, right, that brings in real balance. But you have to put forth the effort to share yourself with this realm. So for the ones that I am speaking to that have not taken the steps to, again, rescue themselves, because now the ones that have are here to guide and lead the ones that haven't. So before I close this reading out, right? I'm going to ask those who have not and who know that they need some type of past self-rescuing. They need some type of inner child healing. They need to free themselves from things of their past and release the things that are stored up within them so that they can have a free life, so that they can be in a state of calm and peace and serenity. I'm gonna ask those people to drop a comment, to share this video, to reach out, right? Connect with me if you are truly ready, because the time is now. And like I say, things are getting ready to be done differently, and I feel like with this shift, right, I feel like this is part of my calling, right? Due to what I have overcome, due to the energies that I have transmuted, right? And I feel like it's now time to teach. It's now time to give back. So again, for those that are willing, right, you have to take the first step, right? I can only extend the offer, right? And the offer has been extended. So with that being said, I hope that you if you feel drawn, you do what's necessary, because the time is now. All right. So love and light, y'all. Love and light. I do appreciate y'all. This was a great reading. I done messed up. I done lost